Our week 0 predictions are here, and we're just going to be going over a few games today, including one from week 1, but it's out on a Thursday night, and we're not going to have our week 1 predictions release until that Friday. So I wanted to throw it on here and make sure we got a prediction out for that game. That one will be North Carolina and Minnesota. Just a quick overview of how these predictions are going to work. We've got a little graphic with both of the teams. We'll throw the ESPN spread on there. And we have our own custom spread, which is basically the number that we are comfortable picking a team to cover. It's not going to be quite as much as ESPN. Sometimes it'll be more, but I think most of the time it's going to be a little bit less. You'll see how that works a little bit better on this first prediction. Our first game is going to be the first game of the college football season with Florida State and Georgia Tech. ESPN has the spread at Florida State by 12 points as of the time we recorded this. The spreads are always subject to change, especially those ESPN ones especially. Our rank and file spread, we have Florida State by 6.5. And basically what this means is we're comfortable with Florida State winning by about a touchdown, but it also means that we're more confident in Georgia Tech keeping this game closer than ESPN Bet thinks it's going to be, as well as most of the major sports books. I think the Yellow Jackets, especially in week 1, this game's in Dublin. There's a lot of really weird things going on, just overall with like where the game's being played, a lot of different factors. So I think Georgia Tech could actually keep this game really close. But I do think in the end, Florida State's going to come away with the win and move to 1-0, probably by about 7 points, maybe a few more. The next game is Montana State and New Mexico. We kind of just had to throw a few random ones on here to get enough content for a video, but this game might actually be an interesting one to watch. New Mexico is going to be one of the worst FBS teams. Montana State's one of the best out of the FCS, and as you can see, ESPN has the Bobcats favored by 8 points. I do think that Montana State's actually going to be able to get a double-digit victory here. Really solid team. They're going to be in contention for an FCS championship once again this season. So I think this will be a good game for a little while, but in the end, the Bobcats are going to pull away, and I'm going to say get around a 10-point win. Our final game from week 0 on August 24th is going to be SMU and Nevada. SMU is favored by 26.5 points according to ESPN Bet. And we're actually going to push that line up just a little bit more. I think SMU can get this one to 30. SMU's got a really solid offense once again this year. This is a pretty typical matchup for them. They were in the Group of 5 last year. They make it their Power 4 debut this season. I think they're going to start off strong. Nevada's really just not a good team. They're going to be struggling a lot this season. I think it's going to be a rough start for the Wolfpack with about a 30-point loss to the Mustangs. And finally, we have that Thursday night Week 1 matchup that I was talking about, North Carolina and Minnesota. The Golden Gophers are the home team, and they are favored by 2.5. We're going to flip that right around and give the edge to North Carolina. I think the Tar Heels have a really solid chance to get this early road victory. It's going to be a close game, really fun to watch on that Thursday night. A lot of people are going to tune in, I think, because this is one of the earliest college football games between Power 5 teams, the only one on that night. So this should be a really fun game to watch. We like North Carolina to win it. I think it's going to be close, but in my opinion, the Tar Heels are the better team. I really like Connor Harrell at quarterback. I think he'll make some good, fun plays to watch on the ground, as well as some decent throws. So I like the Tar Heels to win this game on the road. That's all for this week. Our predictions weekly from here on out will include quite a few more games, but since week 0 is so small, this was all that we're able to fit on here. That's going to be relatively interesting. And as you could tell, there were 2 games on there that were kind of stretching it just a little bit. I don't know how many people are going to be watching Montana State, New Mexico, and SMU, Nevada. But overall, these should be pretty good, accurate predictions. We're going to keep track the entire season as far as how well we're doing with just the straight up picks, as well as our picks against our own spread. So we'll check that, and we'll let you know weekly how that's going. And please make sure to like and subscribe so you can stay up to date with all of our future content. We'll be releasing videos almost every day throughout the college football season. So I can't wait to see you guys back in those. And we'll see you tomorrow with our playoff predictions.